Hi everyone, my name is Edlyn and I'm from Tufting Studio. Today I'll be teaching you the process of tufting. How do we make a rug? So, tufting is the process of creating a rug, something like this, nice and fluffy, or even like that 2-pack rug in the background. But today I'll be running you through the basics of how to get started, and we're going to be threading the gun and showing you how to do basic lines on the tufting frame today. So nice and simple, and I'll do a quick demo and walk you through it. So now I'll walk through some of the equipment that we'll be using today for tufting. So there are two main equipments that we'll be using. So one is the tufting gun. It looks something like this. Pew pew. Anyway, I'll be showing you how to use this. And this is also the threading tool. So we'll be using this to thread the yarn into the gun, and I'll show you that right now. So once you grab your yarn roll, you want to locate the big portion of the yarn roll and put it onto the spindle. Once you do that, grab your yarn and put it through this eyelet loop. Make sure you put it through here because it prevents the yarn from falling out of the gun later on. Next, you want to grab your gun like this. Make sure it's off when you're threading it. So the on button is just on the side. So this is on, as you can see here on the LED light, and this is off. Make sure you always switch the gun off when you're threading the gun, because you want to avoid it accidentally turning on and hurting yourself. Next, you want to grab your threading tool. As you can see here on the gun, there is a hole located here on the scissors and a hole up here. What you're going to do is take this threading tool and feed it through both of the holes. And once it looks something like this, and then you're going to gently pull through. You're going to pull the yarn string so it's not too long. I like to leave about 2 to 3 centimeters off the edge, because this yarn will get cut off when we start tufting anyway. You don't need long threads. Okay, so now I'll show you how to do a straight line on the tufting frame. So before the gun is turned on, just make sure it's off first. We're going to line this gun up so it's nice and perpendicular to the frame. As you can see here, the tufting machine has 2 metal plates on it. We want that sitting nice and flat on the frame, just like this. So we place it there, sitting nice and flat. Make sure our gun is at a 90-degree angle, just like this, and you're going to push in hard into the frame. So with tufting, you really need to make sure that you press your whole body weight into the frame. The harder you press, the better. Next, we're going to turn the gun on. As you can see here, the tufting machine has a trigger here. So just like a water gun, you're going to tap, let go in this motion. So it will look something like this: tap, let go, tap, let go, tap, let go. And we're going to do this and move our arm up at the same time. So it will look something like this when we do it. Tap, 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 tap. As you can see here, it creates a really nice flat line on the tufting frame. And on the other side is fluffy. So just remember that this is the back of the rug. On the other side is the front of the rug. So we really need to make sure that the lines that we create here are nice and flat. If you don't press in hard enough into the frame, it'll look something like this. And it doesn't come out very nice. In fact, this can create holes into the tufting frame later on. As you can see here, it's all starting to loop out, and when you're tufting, it feels like the frame is jumping out at you. It means you need to press in a lot harder. Make sure you press in really, really hard and put your body weight into it, and just tap, let go, tap, let go. Only when you're feeling confident and you're doing like big areas of lines, you feel free to hold it down, just like that. But at the very beginning, especially when you're doing curves and details and just starting out, highly recommend just tapping, letting go, tapping, letting go. All right, cool. So I'm going to show you guys how to do curve lines now. So curve lines, what we're going to do is get used to this motion of turning our hand. So when it comes to tufting, you can only go in one direction. You can only go up. You cannot go down, otherwise you'll create a hole in the frame. So when it comes to doing a curved line like this, what we're going to do is pretend that this is like a driving steering wheel, where if you want to turn right, you have to turn the entire gun right. And if you want to go left, you have to turn the entire gun left. So when it comes to doing this S-curve, what I'm going to do is place the gun like this. You see these two metal plates? We need them facing in the direction that we're going. Next, we're going to tap, 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 and then slightly micro adjust the gun so that the line that we're tracing is in the middle between the two metal plates. So now I'm just tapping and curving, tap, 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 and just keep turning and turning and taking our time nice and slow. There is no need to rush through this process, and making sure that the line that we're tracing is always in the middle, and that's how you keep on the line. So now I'm going to show you how to do filling. When it comes to doing filling, let me just complete this square first. So when it comes to doing filling, we're actually just doing straight lines. So as you can see here, there's a straight line there. What really helps is to place the tufting gun on the line next to the yarn line that you just tufted. It actually helps to use this metal plate as a guide. We're going to tap, tap, tap a straight line. And as you can see here, it creates a nice straight line next to the frame. And we're just gonna do that again. And as you go along, you can take the extra yarn strands out. It keeps the back nice and neat. Now, if your filling is not perfect, that's okay, because the back of the rug is not going to be seen anyway. We'll be gluing it up. What we're more concerned with is actually the density on the other side of the rug. So that's the basics of tufting done. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to let us know in the comments.